What's up, guys? It's time for another one of these Insta Lives. I've taken a few days off. I realized that there were too many of these coming, so we decided to slow things down. I think we're going to be able to do these videos for a long time, so therefore the lesser pace now. Hello to Ravdeep, lots of good questions and they keep coming. You're a regular watcher of these, so thank you, Ravdeep, appreciate that. Hi Karuna, hope you're well. Varun Zota is here. I hope he's joining from his home and not his office. He still gets out on an essential tax pass. Ravdeep said Deep Das Gupta was supposed to be lined up for Wednesday. Yeah, he will be in soon, don't worry. I'm going to stop making announcements for the next guest because things could change. Hello to Jitesh. Hello to Bhumish as well. Some nice questions that have come from Mike Hussey. So I'll make sure that I do put it forward to him. And hope everyone's keeping well, yeah. I mean, things are getting more and more interesting by the day. This has obviously been a tough time for everyone. But let's see it through. And there's a lot that's happening in cricket. Please invite Wasim Akram, says Bhumish. Okay, that's interesting. I've never worked with Wasim, so I hope sooner rather than later I do get the chance. Abby says, I've muted a work call to be here. That's not a nice thing to say. We should all hold on to whatever work we can get, man, right now. Jayesh wants to know Mike's first reaction when he first met MS. Okay, that's a good question. Obviously, it would have been as opponents, but maybe I'll ask him for the first reaction when he met him as well. Didn't sleep well, Raunak. I slept very well, Shrutika. Thank you. I don't sleep much, but Jitesh has been enjoying this great work so far. He's liking it. All right, wonderful. Aaj kaun aa raha hai, Saurabh. Mike Hussey is going to be with us very soon. Saurabh, you're not watching my stories and the very rigorous promotion that I'm doing. But anyway. Karan Gorad is here. Manav is here. Hi Manav, hope you're well. Better captain, Ponting or Dhoni? Bevin Dhoni or Hussey, the better finisher, says Sid Lodha. Yes, I've got that on my... In fact, that's part of the rapid fire. But yeah, you guys are getting good at giving me questions for the rapid fire now. Simply ask him to pick the best 11. That's going to take really long, Sid Pimple. So, you know, picking 11 is hard work. Nirvan Thakur is here. So, hello to Nirvan. What's happening? Masti Machine. How much did Mike Hussey style his game on Mike Bevan? Okay, it's a good question. Both great finishers. There tends to be a correlation. Ian O'Brien is here. Former New Zealand pacer. IOB, I hope you're doing very well. And you will be featuring on this soon. So yeah, I've revealed one more name. Mike Hussey, what's the key to success while batting at 5 and 6? Okay, can you ask him about getting bowled by Zach's knuckleball in the 2011 World Cup quarters? So I get Mike Hussey on the show to discuss like how he's done again. That's how what's it like meeting Dhoni and what's it like getting out to Zaid Khan. You could do better than that. Anyway, Sharang wants to know one batter who he'd pay money to watch. Okay, that's a nice question. Okay, so let me tell us that I'm ready for him. And some good questions that have already come in. The backyard stories of Dave and Mike. Okay, we could take that too. So these are some nice questions that are coming in. Let me see if I have us on this already. Is Manas Labuschagne the next Mr. Cricket? Gee, these are some nice questions, yeah. Really good questions, guys. Well done. Okay, let me see if he's around. Okay, he's not yet here. Should be in any second. But these are some good questions coming in. Okay, just hit the circle. So let's hope that Mike Hussey's... there he is. Okay, so he has joined. So let's get him on board now. Oops. That's not what I want to do. I keep doing that. I keep showing you all my window for some reason. Anyway, now let's get him on. That's a very famous window. Windows, the one that... Okay, so this should work now. Any second.
Hello, mate.
There you are. Hey, us.
How you going? Good to see you, Raunak.
Very good, mate. Thank you. You figured this out. So this isn't, you're not as social media savvy as as a lot of people might think you are, even though you're from the younger lot of cricketers.
No, I don't really know what I'm doing whatsoever. But if I have any problems, I just ask one of my younger kids, and they seem to just sort it out like that.
That's why we have kids, Huss. It's to sort out these technological problems. But it's so good to see you, mate, and you look great. I hope everyone's keeping well in these tough times, and things good back home.
Yeah, no, we're good, mate. Western Australia has actually been quite lucky. We've had no new cases for, I think, about 8 days now. So the government has just started to relax some of the restrictions here in Western Australia. We're able to get outside a bit more. We're allowed to go fishing and camping and picnicking again. So kids are getting back to school. So it's actually looking positive in Australia. Well, certainly in Western Australia. I think in Melbourne and Sydney it's still quite strict, but not too bad here in WA. What about you? How are you going?
Not too bad, man. It's tricky here. The lockdown's obviously been extended 3 times now, and we're at least in lockdown for another 10 days officially. That's Mumbai. And Mumbai is actually one of the worst hit states. Maharashtra is one of the worst hit states in India. So we don't know. I mean, it's it's surreal to see Mumbai like this. You can't imagine Mumbai quiet, empty roads, and, nobody out there. They tried to open the wine shops a couple of days back, and all hell broke loose. So that's a lesson. That's a lesson to them. And they've actually shut it down. They were supposed to open the wine shops for, because now slowly non-essential shops. By the way, I don't know who decided that wine shops and the liquor shops are non-essential. But
I was going to say that is essential shopping.
So, but maybe a lesson for the administrators. I know they're doing the best they can, but they deprived us of the liquor stores for over a month, and then all hell broke loose when it opened up. But anyway, I guess people need a drink at these times to just pull through. But yeah, I hope things get better. I think we're all just hoping that things get back to normal. So it's good to hear things are getting back to normal back home. So you're going to be on daddy duty pretty soon then, if kids are going to go back to school?
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of that sort of stuff. Thankfully, my wife is a teacher, and so she's taking on the homeschooling teaching duties, although she's just about going to be relieved from her duties now. But I've been the principal. I just oversee everything, and just make sure everything's running smoothly. That's been my job in the house. So it's actually been quite nice just to spend lots of time at home with family, close, having dinner every night. Obviously, normally travel so much around the year, chasing the sun with cricket. So it's actually been really nice to spend lots of time with family at home.
Yeah, I've been seeing the things you've been putting out. You're obviously trying to work on your social media skills. I saw the video of you and Will juggling. Now that's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not sure Will was very pleased to be part of that. It's almost like you played the principal card and said, yeah, well, come on, I'm going to do this and you're going to be part of it. Like, oh God, Dad, seriously?
No, well, that was actually for a charity. So there's a lot of sick kids in hospital, and they wanted certain people just to sort of send in some videos so they could play it up on their hospital TV. It's called Starlight TV, and just try and cheer up some of the kids. So
Brilliant.
yeah, I'm not really into my social media that much, but if I can help out with some charitable stuff, then more than happy to do it.
Oh man, you're too good, man. You shouldn't have been an Aussie. You should have been Indian or something. You're that good. I'm not sure if you like that, but anyway, no. But I did notice you said that you worked on your sledging on a day when you got out for naught, or you got out quickly and you had to wait all day. And I don't remember you getting out for naught in your illustrious international career very often. So tell me what game it was that did this actually happen, that you started practicing on your juggling when you had nothing to do in the dressing room?
Mate, all I can say is you've obviously spent too much time down at that wine shop, because I've had many ducks throughout my career. I got a first baller at Lord's one time in a test match, and I can tell you that was just like a dagger in the heart. Get at the home of cricket, getting out for a first ball duck in a test was just not a great feeling. So yeah, I'd probably say hundreds and hundreds, and that's just part and parcel of being the game. Doesn't matter if you're Sachin Tendulkar or the fourth grader playing local cricket down the road. Unfortunately, everyone gets out for ducks every now and then.
Oh man, you're being too harsh on yourself. I looked up your numbers before I came in. I don't think you ever got a pair. Did you ever get a pair in Test cricket? I don't think you ever got a pair.
No, I don't think I did, thankfully.
Yeah,
I've been on a pair a few times, but didn't get a pair. And it was funny, when I played county cricket, the English guys, they really do focus in on the guys that are on a pair quite a lot. So whenever you got a duck in the first innings, the opposition were straight in reminding you in the second innings that, you're on a pair and, don't choke and get out. It's an amazing thing. In Australia, we don't seem to worry about it as much, but the English, they certainly worry about that stuff, that's for sure.
You don't get too many Aussies with that are on a pair too often. As far as the English guys go, maybe. Well, I'm literally baiting you to give me another one of your classic Ashes sledges. Which brings me to that. I mean, that has to be the fondest memory, and I put it out in that post, and we both had a laugh about it. We only got to work in that one tournament properly when you were here for the World Cup, and you had an unforgiving schedule, right? We had you 3 weeks. We were milking you every day, obviously because of the big bucks you were charging us, so we couldn't afford to give you a day off. But yeah, I didn't hear you complain. You went at it like a thorough professional, and your highlight was when Graham Swan was trying to needle you from back in the UK, saying, "Oh, it'll be an upset." Like how, in fact, it was the game with England and Sri Lanka, which turned out to be an upset result. If you remember that
that's
game,
right.
Headingley.
Yeah, that's right.
And you gave him a fitting response, talking about how this England team has turned it around after they let go of players like Graham Swan. So that was brilliant. Did you always have that with the English? Because I can't see you sledging too many others.
No, well, I normally don't sledge much at all because when I was playing, I sledged twice in my career. And the first guy went on and scored 150, and the second guy scored a double 100. So I thought I'd better off retire from sledging, right from the start. So, but I know Graham very well. We played county cricket together at Northamptonshire, and he's a very, very funny man. He's very quick-witted and not someone you want to get into a sledging contest with. But I do remember the first day that Kepler Wessels, our new coach, turned up, who's a hard South African man, and he's tough. And Graham was sort of talking to him, saying, "Hi, Kepler, how you going?" And Kepler looked at him with his steely eyes and just said, "Graham, I hear you do impressions." And Graham's like, "Yeah, I can do impressions. You want me to do one of you, Kepler?" And he said to him, he looked at him, he said, "Graham, if you do one of me, and I'll punch your effing lights out." It's very funny.
And I don't think Kepler Wessels would have meant that as a joke. He's an intense man.
No, he was not joking, 100%. Yeah. But I can assure you what did happen, as soon as Kepler left the room, you can imagine who Graham Swan was impersonating.
Yeah, that sounds like Graham Swan. Oh, that's brilliant. Okay, I've got some questions and comments coming through. It's such a shame. Mike Hussey is a distinguished former international, and yet all we can ask him is, ask us about the time he first met MS Dhoni. Ask us about the time Zaheer Khan bowled him in the 2011 World Cup. Ask us more about it. I mean, this is your fault. You've made yourself this Indian celebrity, right? Or this celebrity for Indians by virtue of your association with CSK and whatnot, and you're too nice. I mean, no one would dare ask one of the proper Australians, something that would talk about him, about Indian cricketers, or about him getting out. So I don't know. Am I overdoing the too nice bit, or that somewhere you're better than the rest?
No, well, we've got to fire the crowd up a bit and say, come on, ask the hard hitting questions. Like, come on, this is this is not going to be much fun otherwise. But yeah. I must admit, though, I have been very lucky. With my association with India, I was very lucky to be bought in the auction in that very first year of the IPL by CSK. And honestly, it's a wonderful environment. It really is. I remember the very first day we walked in. I was with Matthew Hayden, and you talk about Australians. Well, he was one of the toughest and nastiest Australians that you could ever play against on the field. And I remember the first day we walked into the dressing room, and you could just see these young Indians just cowering into the corner. They were worried about this Matthew Hayden, this big, bad, ugly ogre. And Haydos just walked in and was like, "G'day, guys. How's it going? Matty Hayden, nice to meet you. Great to be here." And just the look of shock on these Indians' faces was just a price to see. And I think ever since then, from that very first moment we walked in, those cultural barriers were broken down, and we made some great friends. We've been lucky with the owners, have been very supportive, but also lucky with MS as well. The support, I guess, we've had from him, and the way he's led the team over such a long period has been amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I've got quite a few questions on that, but before that, Ian O'Brien, who's watching us right now, good old IOB, he says, "Do you even age?" He's asking you, "Do you even age?" And says, "Damn." Well,
I've played Test cricket and I've got 4 kids, so yes, I'm aging a lot. You can see the wrinkles and plenty of grey hair here. In fact, just before COVID, I didn't have any grey hair, but now I've been stuck at home with 4 kids. I've greyed very, very quickly.
Oh, I mean, like you've said, you've made yourself principal. That ought to be a tough job. although you put it across well. Jasdeep is saying, Mike is the most gentlemanly cricketer ever. This is the boss. Remember, Jasdeep?
Yes, of course.
Yes. So just agree with
I'm
everything.
The most gentlemanly cricketer ever. No, well, I guess on that, that was probably my father's thing. He really instilled in me that you've got to play the game hard and you've got to try and win and be very competitive. But it's also very important to play the game in the right spirit. And if you get out for a duck, he really admired Greg Chappell. And he said if Greg Chappell scored 100 or he got out for a duck, the way he walked off the ground was in exactly the same manner. And so I sort of took that on board, and probably when I got late in my career as well, I sort of started to think, well, people aren't going to really remember you for how many runs you scored. Like, for example, I don't know how many runs Sachin Tendulkar scored. I don't even know how many Virat Kohli's got. I don't know how many wickets. I don't even know how many Shane Warne's got. I should know, but I don't. But that's what I mean. But you remember how these guys played the game and how they left the game and you know what spirit they played and what character they were. That's what you remember about a player. And so I was mindful of that, and I didn't want to be remembered for runs scored. I want to be remembered for playing the game hard, but in the right spirit, but also to be respected by my peers and by the fans, I guess, out there as well.
I think you did all right, mate. I really think you did all right. Let's take a few questions that came in before when I put out the post for this. Rohit says that he's heard that you text and try and stay in touch with even the uncapped players at CSK. Is that true?
That's true, yes. I do like to stay in touch with all the guys. Not every day or anything like that, but just to touch base, see how they're going, see how their families are. You know, it's a tough time, but a lot of the guys seem to be doing well. But that's what I love about coaching, is getting to know the player. And this is what I found quite challenging in India, because I've come and I've met some of these young guys and they just want me to tell them what to do. Tell me what I need to do out there. And I'm like, well, I don't even know you. I don't know how you play your game. Let's get to know each other. No, but just tell me. In fact, we had one player at CSK, Jagadeesan. He's a wonderful young player coming through. And he kept calling me sir. And I said, Jaggy, I'm not knighted. I'm not a sir. Okay, you can call me Huss, you can call me Mike, but please don't call me sir. And his first thing was, yes, I'm sorry, sir. You know, and so it just takes a while, I guess, to develop those relationships and build that sort of trust with each other, and then we can really start working on the game.
Yeah, just as you say that, there are about 17 people that have gone, hello, sir. Hi, Hussey, sir. Hello, Mr. Hussey, sir. So there's more
I'm not a knight.
Yeah. Sir is just our way of offering respect. In fact, if you try and tell an Aussie and call him sir, I can't imagine what Ian Chappell would say if you said, would you like to be knighted? I don't think we'd be able to say that. Yeah, so I know what the Aussies make of sir. Sid Pimpley with a tricky one. MS Dhoni or Gilchrist, the better keeper batsman for you? Gee, that's a tough one.
Oh gosh, that's a tough question to answer.
You wanted the tough questions, right? So there you go now.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm a bit biased, I guess, being Australian, and I know MS is a huge Gilly fan. You know, he watched him when he was growing up, and Adam Gilchrist, someone that he changed the face of the game. He inspired the MS Dhonis of the world and the next generation of wicketkeeper batsmen. He made basically wicket keepers that batted number 9 and 10 redundant. You know, he changed it by saying, okay, as a wicket keeper, you need to be the best, best batsman you can be as well, and offer with the bat. So from that respect, you'd have to say Gilly is one of the all-time greats that's ever played the game, because he changed the face of the game. I'd lean towards that, but MS has been an incredible player over many years as well.
Sure, there's a similar one. This is from Sharvil Vaidya. You've played under Ponting and MS. How are both these great captains similar, and how are they different from each other?
Well, it's a great question, and they're very different actually, but very inspiring in their own ways. So Ricky is just so driven and so competitive in everything that he does. You could be playing table tennis in the team room, or you could be playing a game of marbles, and Ricky would want to win. You do a fielding drill at training and he wants to lead it. He wants to be set the high standard. If they're the worst nets in the world that we have to practice on, he'll be first one into the nets and show that it's okay. He really leads from the front, and he certainly backs his players 100%. and that's probably where the similarity is with MS. You know, at CSK, there's been such continuity in that team over many years that the team hardly changed. He just showed so much faith and trust in those players. But MS is a lot calmer and a lot more measured, and I would say strategically maybe reads the game slightly better than Ricky. Ricky was a good tactician as well, fantastic. But the way MS, like, he'd be making some moves out there on the field, and I'd be sort of thinking, what's he doing, or where's he going with this? And inevitably it might work. And I think, wow, how did this come from? And he just backs his gut feel, and it's amazing. Very different captains, but both very effective in their own ways. I think one of the great strengths about MS, particularly in a place like India, is his great ability to take pressure off players.
Sure.
Particularly young Indian players. You know that in India, you know what it's like. It's a religion over there. It's, you know, everyone wants it so much and so badly that he just says, you know, it's just a game. Just go out there and play. Enjoy. Some days you'll win. Some days you'll lose. It's not the be all and end all, and that's quite rare, I think, for a captain, particularly in India.
Yeah, yep. Some lighter ones now. Ask us about whether he was stunned when Kieron Pollard dropped him 3 times in that one over. Did you ever have the chance to talk to Kieron Pollard after that game, or in time to come, or what was going on?
I did, actually. We both couldn't believe it. And I really made them pay too, Raunak. I made a magnificent 14, I think. So I really made them pay that game. I think the best thing from my point of view is that it was off Mitchell Johnson's bowling. So I'm glad I didn't get out to Mitch, and because he would have had bragging rights for a few years to come. But Pollard, it was just amazing. Just one of those nights where, I don't know, it just goes your way. Can't really explain it, and Pollard couldn't explain it either.
There's quite a few wanting me to take, maybe there are lots of Indians that are fondly remembering the 2010 T20 Semi-Final, and your knock against, your last over against Saeed Ajmal. Maybe, I don't know what the connection is. You know, maybe we liked Australia very much, or maybe we didn't quite get along with the other guys. But that was something. Did you ever get the chance to have a word with Saeed Ajmal after that over? It was something to do in a World Cup semi-final.
Yeah, I haven't spoken to Ajmal about that at all, and it was just another one of those situations where it just was my day. It was just lucky because I had tremendous problems with Ajmal throughout my career in all forms of the game. You know, he was horrible to face, particularly as a left-hander. He got me out a number of times, but it got to a situation in the game. We needed 50 off the last 3 overs, so we basically gave up hope. If I'm being perfectly honest. And I just said to myself, well, let's just have a swing and see what happens. And coming down to the last over, I think we needed 19 or something like that. Yeah. Johnson got a leg by, and everything just fell into line. There was a short boundary on my leg side. There was a huge breeze going that way. So I thought, if I can just get it up into the breeze, you never know, it might carry. And I still didn't think we could win because Ajmal's such a great bowler, but it's amazing. It's just one of those days where it just went my way, and I could not believe it myself. I felt like I was in a dream, it was just, you know, the old saying, every dog has his day, and that just happened to be my day.
Yeah, and I'd like to remind everyone who may not remember that this was Saeed Ajmal at his best, you know, with the flex and extension like it never was before. And Huss doesn't need to respond to that. I don't want to get into that. Yeah, but there you go. That was one heck of an innings at St. Lucia. This is nice from Ravdeep. Did you ever feel the odd man out in the Aussie team, considering you're so nice?
Oh, there's a bit of a backhanded sledge, if I've ever heard one. Well, if I'm being honest, I actually probably couldn't get a word in when I was out there with the Australian team. When you got the likes of Matthew Hayden, Ricky Ponting, Shane Warne, Glenn McGrath, even Adam Gilchrist, don't underestimate him behind the stumps as well. There's not much I really needed to say. So I could just sit back quietly and just enjoy the ride and have a bit of a giggle. There's been some really funny ones over the years, I must admit.
And there's some, I think, plenty coming from your CSK fans. Ask us what his favorite South Indian dish is. Do you got one, Huss? The South Indian dishes are pretty spicy for my liking.
I try a little bit, but I prefer the more milder sort of dishes. The seafood's actually quite nice down in South Indian when they get the South Indian spices into it and things like that. We've got a couple of nice restaurants. One in particular at our team hotel. I cannot remember the name of it. I wish I could. Beautiful food. But generally any of the seafood sort of curries I sort of go for.
Yeah, good man. All right, it's time for my favorite part of these live interactions, and that's the rapid fire. This is my devised rapid fire. You've got to say the first thing that comes to your mind, even if it gets you into trouble.
Okay.
There's nothing we can do about it. Yeah. So good luck. All right, ready?
Go for it.
Okay. If you weren't a cricketer, what do you think you would have been?
A school teacher.
If you had to pick one English cricketer to spend the lockdown with, who do you pick?
Oh, gosh. Can I let that go through to the keeper? Far out. Steve Harmison. I don't even know why.
He's all right, actually, Steve Harmison.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a grandfather.
Really?
Yeah. And that's a couple of years back, so...
I thought at the end of his career when he was playing for Durham, after he bowled his 35th over, he looked like a grandfather as well.
All right. One food item you cannot get enough of.
Oh, I love seafood. So prawns.
The best part about India is?
Cricket, of course.
The best film or web series you've seen of late?
I'm watching the Jordan thing at the moment, Last Dance. I'm really enjoying that. Fantastic. And I also enjoyed Formula One. Not a Formula One fan at all, but I've really enjoyed those two series.
Brilliant. One holiday destination that you could keep going to again and again?
Maldives, for sure.
The biggest influence on your cricket career?
Ooh. Yeah. Probably my father. And I had a batting coach from about 15 years of age, and I had him throughout my whole career.
Brilliant. One batsman from an era before you that you would have loved to bat alongside?
Well, I guess I did play against Lara, but he started well before me. I'll go Vivian Richards.
All right, well done. One batsman from an era after you that you would have loved to bat alongside?
Well, does Kohli count? Even though I played against him, but I'd like to bat. I'd like to bat with Kohli. That'd be fun.
That'd be easy, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly right.
Okay, best captain you've played under?
Tough one, isn't it? I'll say Ricky Ponting. Just.
All right. Toughest bowler you've ever faced?
Murali. And it starts with the eyes. The eyes are like this big as it comes in, and it's pretty scary in itself. And then the ball comes out. You don't know which way it's going. You can hear the revs on it as it's coming down. And then there's normally about 4 or 5 chirpy Sri Lankans chirping away there, around the bat. So that's pretty tough.
Oh, God. Smartest cricketing brain according to you?
Ooh, good question. I'll go Warney.
Okay. Who has the best sense of humor in cricket according to you?
Andrew Simons.
All right. One thing you're better at outside of cricket than Dave?
We played a lot of squash as kids, but I could always beat him on the squash court.
Brilliant. One thing that Dave's better at outside of cricket than you?
Eating and drinking.
One rule in cricket that you'd like to change?
I don't know. No, I don't know. Pass. I have to come back to that one. I like all the rules.
Yeah, of course you do. If you had to pick one Indian city to settle down in, would it be Chennai, Mumbai, or neither?
No, Mumbai is fantastic. What a city.
Good man. Yeah, good man. I can see some of your CSK boys going up in arms now, but yeah, I know what you mean. There's no comparison.
I love Chennai too, but Mumbai is amazing.
Yeah, you don't need to say that. It's fine, us. If you were captaining an ODI team with Dhoni, Klusner, Yuvraj, and Bevan, and yourself, obviously, who would bat at what position?
Do I have to put them all in position or just pick one?
No, they're all in the same team. So who bats where for you? Your captain. So Dhoni, Klusner, Yuvraj, Michael Bevan, Michael Hussey.
Oh gosh, am I in there as well? Well, I'm last. I would have maybe UV first, then, oh gosh, then maybe Bevan, then Dhoni, then Klusner, then me. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that sounds fine. That sounds fine, mate. Yeah. All right, this is fun. Kumar Sangakkara, Dan Vittori, Jesse Ryder, or the Bravo brothers, the sweeter test wicket for you?
Oh, that's an easy one. Come on, Kumar Sangakkara. Just did him with a lack of pace.
That was fun, wasn't it? Where was Philip using? What, deep cover or something?
He was at short cover, because I bowled it so slowly, he got through the drive a little bit too early and just chipped it to short cover. I could not believe my luck. Got out the great Kumar Sangakkara.
Maybe that's
although I must say,
yeah,
I thoroughly enjoyed bouncing Dwayne Bravo out at the Gabba in a test match, because obviously we've been CSK teammates now for a long time. Yeah. So any opportunity I get in a team meeting, I get our analysts to get that footage and play it in the team meeting, just to explain to Bravo not to take on the hook shot.
Nothing further exemplifies the bounce of the Gabba than Mike Hussey being able to bounce somebody out. Okay.
Hilarious.
Time to pick the Wacker or the MCG?
They're Wacker.
Okay. Coaching or commentary?
Ooh, tough one. I love coaching.
Okay. Touring India or touring England? The tougher challenge?
Ooh, that's a good question. I found batting in England really tough, so I'll say England.
Okay. As a coach, Tim Nielsen or Stephen Fleming?
Stephen Fleming.
All right. Winning the World Cup or winning
Nothing against Tim Nielsen. I like him as well. Don't worry.
Yeah. Winning the World Cup or winning the Ashes?
I'll say the World Cup.
Okay. Smith or Kohli?
Well, I'm biased, so I'll go Smith.
All right. First thing that comes to mind when I say the Ashes?
History and tradition.
The crowds in England?
Hilarious.
The IPL?
Just unbelievably amazing.
MS Dhoni?
Calm.
Ricky Ponting?
Competitive.
David Warner?
Oh, David Warner. Brash.
Stats and data in cricket?
A little bit overrated.
Cricinfo?
Fantastic.
and lastly, me.
You.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the toughest question of the night.
That's it. You're a nice man. So say nice things. But you're also
I must say,
you can sledge. Yeah.
I'll have to say I thoroughly enjoyed my experience working with everyone at ESPN Cricinfo, but particularly you. You made me feel very welcome right from the very first moment I walked in. You were very engaging, and so fantastic, really nice guy. What I do like about you is you have your very strong opinions about players and teams and cricket, and you're willing to argue with them, until the cows come home. So even if it's against someone like Graham Swan or Daniel Vittori, you're happy to stick to your guns, and I admire that about you.
You're a good man, Huss. You're a good man. I got into trouble for my opinions in your parts of the world, your second part of the world, that's Chennai, when I made a prediction a couple of years back that they'd finish bottom of the table, and that's the one they won.
No. Don't worry about that, mate. Yeah. We're used to it. Yeah. We're used to that every year. No one backs us to make the finals, and somehow we always find a way through. So keep sledging us, keep putting us down. It's fine.
All right. Thank you, Michael. I see you were very good, man. That's a brilliant rapid fire. As we sign off, Isha Guha is watching as well, and she says, "Love us. Ask him about Maurice." That's from Isha.
Oh, Isha. I wish I could, maybe. I'll tell you about Maurice then. Yes. Well, cricket. Oh, she's caught me on the hop here, hasn't she? Really?
I don't know.
Hi, Isha, in England. Yeah. No, okay. So yeah. So basically, when I played cricket, I was very intense and very serious, and put a lot of time and effort and energy into it. Yeah. And my teammates saw me as this intense person. When the game finished, and we could spend some time together in the dressing room, that's when you can just fully relax. You can just let your guard down, let the true personalities of the players come out. And I did relax. I really enjoyed that environment after the game was over. So I became, a bit loud, telling jokes, having fun, taking the mickey out of my teammates. And Nathan Horitz, he was after a test match win. He said, "Who is this guy? This is not Mike, the serious one, the intense one. This must be Maurice." And unfortunately, that sort of stuck. So anytime I sort of change my demeanour, the alter ego comes out. Maurice is labelled.
So there's Mike and Maurice. Gee, that's a damn good story. I'm glad Shaz spoke that out of you. So is Maurice retired now, or does she still pop up every now and again?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know when Maurice comes out. I have no control over it. But he hasn't been out for a long time, put it that way.
All right. Thank you very much, Hus. This was great catching up with you, mate. All the best. Take care. And I hope to see you back here in Mumbai or in Chennai once life in cricket is back to normal.
Yeah, thanks, Raunak. Thanks for your time. Good to catch up, mate. And stay safe and well. And all your family as well. And let's hope we can, as you say, get back to doing what we love very soon.
Absolutely. Take care, Hus. Cheers.
Cheers, mate. See you later.
Oh, you gotta love that, Mike Hussey. How good is he? Just so honest, so likable. Everything that that our impression of the Aussies want. Although there is a great impression now. If you look at the way Ricky Ponting talks about the game, Glenn McGrath, Mike Hussey. But back then, when we were growing up, say in the '90s, and you saw these guys as opponents, gee, they were hard to watch because they were so good and they were ruthless and they beat everyone that came along their way, India included more often than not. So that was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed that session. Mike Hussey's giving you something to smile about on a Thursday afternoon. So there's more coming up on the weekend. I'll take the day off tomorrow just to keep the frequency going well. Join us Saturday. Ashley Giles will be here, and he's pretty good as well. Former England left arm spinner, and he's more fancy these days, director of cricket. So he's going to join me Saturday. So I shall look forward to your company then. And until then, take care, stay safe. And the full video, of course, will be out on YouTube before the end of day. So I'll post a link to that. And there are plenty more cricketers lined up on these InstaLives. So just what you need to do to catch that. Take care and stay safe, you and your families as well. Bye-bye.